He said, we just don't want to have any more conversation about this. No more conversation. Now, he went in there and voted it down with 247 other members of parliament just like him. And again, I think they got it all dead wrong as well. As a matter of fact, there was only 82 members of parliament that I think got it right. These are the things that we believe in. First, that parents have the right to raise their children the way they want. Second, that those we elect to serve us in civil government must respect and defend our right of belief and freedom of religion. Number three, that the laws and policies of civil government must provide for the safety and security of the citizens, especially the vulnerable among us. And number four, that it is inappropriate to heap debt upon the backs of our children and future generations. They came from you. They're your pillars. Hi, Doug Sharpe, host of the National Leadership Briefing, and this is the Midweek Touchpoint. Well, this week I wanted to introduce you to somebody that I know that lives in my community named Dan. Dan is a really good guy. I enjoy, every time I run into the guy, I have a smile on my face. I enjoy meeting him. He's got a wonderful family. He's got a really, really good job. He contributes to the community, and he works hard. He's got a great work ethic. He's always got a smile on his face, and he's just a pleasant guy to be around. Dan is a great guy to know, and I've known him now for probably 15 years. Really, really good guy. I hope you have a chance to meet him sometime because he is fantastic. Well, it turns out Dan is also my member of parliament. And that actual sign that you see right there, that's the sign that was on my lawn during the last federal election. I actually wanted to see Dan get reelected to his job as member of parliament because he did such a good job working in his first term as our member of parliament. I wanted to see him get reelected. And it's kind of interesting because just as a sort of a side note is that I was actually his campaign manager the first time he was elected to to be our member of parliament. And it was just lots of fun spending time with him. We got to know each other a little bit. Now Dan is such a good guy, and he is such a great guy to be around. And like I say, he's got all these great things going for him. But you know what? Dan has a blind spot. Dan has been dead wrong on certain votes in the House of Commons since I've known him. And Dan and I have talked about that. We've had an opportunity to talk about that. Whenever he makes these, absolutely terrible decisions to vote certain ways in the House of Commons, I always get in touch with Dan. And you know what, because Dan and I have known each other for a long time, and I've never been like the guy that walks into his office and slams my fist down on the desk, and I've never been the guy to rail on him and to treat him poorly. I've always been very polite. We get along really well, and I like him, and he likes me. I mean, I think he likes me. It seems like he likes me. We always have no trouble at all connecting and talking about these positions that he takes on certain pieces of legislation. Let me give you a couple of examples. He voted at third reading. Like, do you remember how we talk on the National Leadership Briefing about how you go from first reading when the bill first gets introduced to the House of Commons? There's a piece of legislation that gets introduced, and they have a conversation about it, and they vote on it at first reading to see if it goes to the second reading stage, where it can be looked at a little bit more intently, a little bit deeper dive into the bill, maybe make some amendments in committee. And then it goes to third reading when they go, I think we got a pretty good bill here in the House of Commons, and all the parliamentarians have a chance to vote on it. And then it goes into the Senate for some sober second thought, and it's looked at again. That's the process. It's a conversation that takes place. Well, when it got to third reading on one bill, that's the euthanasia bill. That's the original euthanasia bill that made euthanasia legal in Canada. That bill, Dan voted yes to at third reading. So he felt that the bill was fine. Now, I told Dan, I said, Dan, you're a young man. You are going to live to regret this day that you voted for that piece of legislation. And I told him it's because there are nowhere near enough safeguards in place to protect vulnerable people. So because of the decisions that you make, Dan, you're going to actually have this problem with people are going to die. People are actually going to die because you voted this bill through third reading into the Senate. Now, that was back then, and we survived that. He and I had a conversation about it, but again, because we have a relationship, Dan and I. We've been able to have these conversations about it. Now, but Dan just did it again. He just did it again. He actually had an opportunity. There was a bill in the House of Commons, and it was the bill known for its title, Sex-selective abortion. So it's Bill C-233. And you know the process I was just talking about, where it goes into the House of Commons at first reading, and then you get to vote on it at second reading to say, let's have a little bit deeper dive. Let's look at this a little bit more, maybe have it go into committee, change the bill up maybe a bit or whatever, just to kind of move it along in the process to have a little bit better conversation about it. Well, Dan at second reading voted against a ban on sex-selective abortion. Now that is a bill. Let me just read this so I get it exactly right for you. It says, it would make it an offense for a medical practitioner to perform an abortion knowing that the abortion is sought solely on the grounds of a child's genetic sex. So the idea that you couldn't actually target girls in the womb, for example, and say, we want to get rid of the girls in the womb. That would have put a ban on it. And then there was a little bit more in there that talks about the requirement for the health minister to work with provincial government officials to build guidelines for medical practitioners in their province. So there was a lot of good stuff there to talk about. But Dan at second reading voted the bill down. He said, we just don't want to have any more conversation about this. No more conversation. Now he went in there and voted it down with 247 other members of parliament just like him. And again, I think they got it all dead wrong as well. As a matter of fact, there was only 82 members of parliament that I think got it right and said, at the very least, we should talk about this. We should run this through the House of Commons all the way to third reading and at least have a conversation about whether it's right to abort a baby in the womb because it's a girl. But Dan said no. So Dan got it dead wrong again. Now, does that mean that I have to have any trouble at all running into Dan in the street? I mean, is he going to be kind of looking over his shoulder, making sure that Doug Sharpe's, not in the neighborhood as he's walking down the street? No, because Dan knows me. Dan knows me really well, in fact, because of the relationship that we have. And much of that relationship, I have to say, has been formed over the years because I have been a member of the local Conservative Association's Electoral District Association board. So every single month, or sometimes the meetings come every 2 months, but we have a regular opportunity, he and I, and have had for years and years, to sit down, even if it's just for an hour or so, and actually have conversations, and we've got to know each other fairly well. And so when Dan makes these bad decisions, he knows that he's going to have me at the next board meeting, and he's not afraid of that. I mean, come on, everybody's got different views, but he knows that I'm going to be there to argue my position and to help inform him in a better way, but he's never, ever going to dread seeing me. And that's kind of key, is that when somebody is actually, I just have this viewpoint, if somebody dreads seeing you and doesn't look forward to seeing you, then I think I'd probably be doing it wrong at that point. But he and I are going to have a conversation now about C-233 and go, Dan, again, you blew it. Now, does that mean I'm going to light my hair on fire and run down Main Street, and I'm going to throw away my Conservative Party of Canada membership card, and I'm going to no. It's taken me a lot of years to build this relationship with Dan, and I'm not done with Dan because I think Dan can be turned around. I think Dan can become a good decision maker when it comes to issues like euthanasia and aborting girls in the womb and all of these. I think there's some hope for Dan because he's a good guy. Like I say, I really like the guy. He's a family man. He works hard. He's got all these good things going for him. Just got a bit of a blind spot, but we're working on that, and we're able to work on that because we're working alongside him. Now, why am I telling all of you this? Because we have an opportunity to get you in that kind of a relationship with your member of parliament. We have an opportunity because we just launched this guide, and this is from Right Now, the organization Right Now. They have a guide called the EDA Strategy Guide, and this is the way that you can get yourself on a local electoral district association board and build that kind of relationship with your local member of parliament. Not somebody that you're not looking for somebody who's just going to agree with everything you say, but it's a way of building the relationship. So when these opportunities come up, you can share the views that you have and the views of the community that you serve, perhaps, and your center of your sphere of influence. You can share that information with the local member of parliament. So I encourage you so strongly, build those relationships by getting on these local electoral district association boards. And if you have any concerns or questions about it beyond getting the EDA guide from the organization right now, then you need to get in touch with Scott at Right Now. And you can get all of this information on our website at nlbcanada.ca, nlbcanada.ca. We introduced this guide with Scott on the last briefing that happened on the first Friday of this month, and it's all there for you. So get this guide, get on the board, and then introduce me to your member of parliament, because you know what? These probably not bad people. They just sometimes make bad decisions. And you and I need to be there to help them make better decisions by being on the local electoral district association board. Well, thanks so much for letting me share that with you this week on the Midweek Touchpoint. Thanks for letting me introduce Dan to you. Good guy to know. And thanks so much for letting me serve you on the road ahead. I look forward to seeing you on the next Midweek Touchpoint and at the next National Leadership Briefing on the first Friday of next month. In the meantime, God bless you, God bless your family, and may God continue to bless this great nation of Canada. Bye for now.